National Nutrition Natural Health Reviews. 3 minutes of the latest naturopathic info with Canada's leading nutrition experts. Watch, learn, and get healthy naturally.
Hi, I'm Dr. Jonathan Beatty, a naturopathic doctor and a health expert here at Nationalnutrition.ca. Many times in my practice, I get a lot of inquiries as to a new diet fad called the Paleo Diet or the Paleo Diet. It refers to a diet based on Paleolithic man and what our ancestors used to eat or would have eaten. Now, to be completely honest, when you look at all of the ancestral evidence, the Paleo Diet doesn't stick 100% to it in the sense that, the Paleo Diet is typically considered to be grain-free, free from processed foods. It can also often be free of legumes. So there's a couple of foods, and some people who prescribe to the Paleo Diet won't eat any dairy or processed dairy as well. Now that being said, there is evidence that our ancestors did consume some of these products. That being said, I do like the Paleo Diet with a lot of my patients because the real focus of it is whole foods and ideally focusing on high nutrient density foods. So it's eating foods the way they're typically found in nature, in their rawest or most unprocessed form. And this tends to, again, increase nutrient density of the diet, of the foods in the diet. By that I mean you're increasing the number of nutrients per calorie you intake. This helps to prevent nutrient deficiencies, and of course by doing that you're reducing the likelihood of developing a disease. One of the most misunderstood factors in diet nutrition is actually what a nutrient is. The definition of a nutrient, it's the basic molecules required to support and sustain life, and here's the kicker, in the absence of disease. So if you have any level of nutrient deficiency, you're typically going to develop some form of disease process. This is why I'm such a big fan of using the Paleo Diet with my patients. The reason behind it is it actually increases their nutrient intake. It often reduces the intake of allergenic or food sensitivities in my patients. So often, again, going gluten-free, going dairy-free with my patients, very effective way of limiting food sensitivities and thus improving their digestive function and increasing the actual absorption of the nutrients in the diet. So the Paleo Diet, as I described, it's a diet very high in fruits and vegetables, high in, again, in some cases, nuts and seeds, and typically using grass-fed, pastured animal sources. So one of the biggest things with the Paleo Diet that I always like to point out to my patients is it's all about the quality of the food you're consuming. Ideally, again, ensuring that your vegetables and fruits are organically grown. The reason behind this is to increase the nutrient density of the foods, as well as to increase what we call the phytochemicals or the antioxidants in the food. When a plant is grown in its natural environment without the aid of fungicides and pesticides and herbicides, it has to create a lot of different strategies to deal with those threats naturally. And those chemicals are often what we consider antioxidants because their same ability for a plant to resist oxidative damage can be transferred to us when we then consume that food. So you get higher contents. For instance, a classic example is that lovely chemical resveratrol that we often think of as the beneficial compound in red wine. Now, when you make red wine out of an organic grape, because of the higher resveratrol contents in an organic grape, you ultimately end up with a higher resveratrol content in an organic wine. And that's because the plant has to produce that chemical to protect itself when it's not artificially protected with chemicals. Therefore, that's one of the sort of tenets of a paleo diet is ensuring that you're eating these high nutrient density foods. The same thing goes to if you do consume animal products. Now, paleo diet doesn't mean you have to. Oftentimes, people use the paleo diet as an excuse to eat more bacon. I disagree with this philosophy. One of the things really is high vegetable consumption on a paleo diet. And if you do choose to eat animal products, it's ensuring the way in which they're raised. So typically 100% grass-fed beef, pasture-fed pork, again, free range or pastured chicken as well, ensuring that the animals are able to get all the nutrients out of their natural environment, and you end up getting, again, a more nutrient-dense meat product at the end of it. So it's all about, again, increasing the density and the quality of our food, increasing the density of the nutrients in our food, again, to attain optimal health. Oftentimes in North America, we suffer from a diet where we take in adequate calories and often more calories than we need, but we still end up nutrient deficiency due to low nutrient density of the foods that we consume. By switching to a more paleo approach in your diet, even if not 100%, you can greatly increase the nutrient density of your food, help resolve any type of nutrient deficiencies you have, and overall produce a healthier state of living. So I hope you've learned a little bit about what the paleo diet is. Check out more videos and subscribe to our channel. And if you have any questions or comments, please post below. And always remember, knowledge is health.